Hello, hello. This is Andre, and we're here for another demo to check up on the status at MySocket.io. And in today's demo, we're going to take a look at a feature I'm calling custom domain names or bring your own domain. And so one of the things that if you've been following along with MySocket, you can create sockets, zero trust enabled or not, and that will make basically a virtual domain name for you globally, any costed available. But all those names are something like edge.mysocket.io, and some folks have asked for a feature to bring their own domain name. And so in this quick demo, we're going to take a look at how the bring your own domain name feature works. And so it's a 5-step demo. Should take 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll create a socket using the portal. We'll add a CNAME. So in my case, my bring my own domain name will be philips-u.tunk.io. We're going to create and connect to a tunnel. Then we're going to update the socket and add that custom domain name, and then we're going to test it. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to create a fresh new socket using the portal. So we're going here, HTTP socket. So I'm going to do bring your own name. It's a friendly name. Use an HTTP socket. I'm going to, just for fun, enable the zero trust. And I'm going to tell it to say only users that are authenticated as atunk@gmail.com are authorized to access this socket. So this is the zero trust functionality. All right, so now that we have this socket created, you could see the auto-generated DNS name, so we can use that. And so the next step is to add a CNAME for my custom domain to that. So I am using Google Domains for this. So let's take a look at the name that I wanted to use was Philips-U. So this might be a little bit different for you depending on the register you're using, but so this is what the Google one looks like. So basically what I'm doing is creating a CNAME for philips-u.tunk.io, and that CNAME is pointing to snowy morning 3353.edge.mysocket.io. All right, so that has been created. So next up, we'll create that and connect to the tunnel. Okay. So for that, we'll use the MySocket CTL command line tool. So one of the first things we'll need to do is, so we can see here is the socket. So the first thing we need to do is create a tunnel. And to do that, we'll basically use MySocket CTL tunnel create, and then we'll provide it the socket ID. So I'm going to use the new socket ID that we had just created. Okay, and that's now created. So just for fun, we should be able to see that tunnel now in this screen as well. And just, this tunnel basically represents the connectivity to the origin. You can have multiple tunnels, in this case only one. So I've created one tunnel that the origin can connect to. So now it's time to connect. And so this is what you do on the origin just to set up the secure tunnel. So I'm providing the socket ID and the tunnel ID here. And as soon as I hit enter, what's happening right now is that the client will fetch a short-lived certificate to authenticate. If that's all correct, then it will set up the secure tunnel. And that basically means that from now on, all connections going to this name, snowy-morning.3353.edge.mysocket.io, will be sent to this tunnel. And the other side of this tunnel is basically the client here, which runs on my laptop. And I'm telling it to forward all that traffic to this IP address, 192.168.0.18 on port 80. And that is basically this IP address, and that's my Philips Hue lighting system, right? But what I want to do is make that available from the internet with proper authentication, as we had said here. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to do right now. So we're going to update the socket and add the custom domain name. So let's give that a try. So I'm going to now edit this socket, and there we go. So now I'm adding a custom domain name, philips.hue.tunk.io, and it already tells me you should have a CNAME to that. We already did that. So we're going to update that. And now that this is updated, we can go and test it. So first off, let's maybe test. I'm going to just start a new incognito window. Test if the original name works. So, okay, there we go. And this, let me just do another window here because this should have authenticated. So let me just, I'll just start a new browser here. File, new private window. There we go. Just drag that in here. HTTPS. Okay, so this is as expected, right? The other one was cached. So because I enabled zero trust authentication, as you can see here, it is forcing me to log in. So I'm going to log in with Google, and I'm going to use my atunk@gmail.com because that's the one that I had given as the one that is authenticated. All right, so two-factor off. So my phone is blipping here, so I'm gonna go in there and authorize that. Yes, allow. Okay, so that's happening now. And so if, as you can see, atunk@gmail.com was approved, and I can now access, after authentication, authorization, and encryption, access my Philips Hue system. But what we really wanted to do is try and use this domain name. So ideally, systems have all been updated to also accept this name. So let's give that a try. https://philipshue-.tunk.io. And there you go. So now you can see that this socket's also listening to that particular name. And let's take a quick peek at this particular certificate. I'm going to pull that up here. And this is pretty cool. You can also see that, on the fly, a domain or a certificate was requested using Let's Encrypt for this socket. And all of that happened under the covers within a few seconds. And now you can make your own sockets available with whatever name you'd like to use as well. So in summary, we created a socket. We then updated the DNS, and we made a CNAME to make it point to the socket's name. We connected, and then we added the custom domain name in the portal, and then we tested it. And again, this worked beautifully. I'll pull this up one more time just because it's so nice. And there you go. Works magically. All right. So I hope you find this a useful feature. Let me know how it works out. If you have any questions, as always, please reach out. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.